guys, Mons here. On this episode of Ball of Months, we're going to be looking at the AFCON preview. So the African Cup of Nations, I'm going to be doing a preview for the AFCON. So just before I get started, if you do find yourself on my channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button. I do appreciate all the supporters. And also, if you're already subscribed, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching my videos, thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, and thanks for also sharing. I do appreciate all the support. Thank you very much. So let me just get started. So this AFCON is starting on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my favorites. I have 3 tiers of favorites. So basically, tier 1, those are the 4 teams, 4 outright favorites, in my opinion, that will probably win the tournament. On tier 2, teams that could win, that have a pretty decent chance of winning the tournament. There's another 3 teams, and then I have the outside chances of teams to win the tournament. So I have 3 teams of that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through tier 1 first, and then I'm going to go through tier 2 as well, and then the outside chances team. So Morocco, goes without saying, they will be the hot favorite in this tournament, in my opinion. They are the host nation. They're littered with their squad is littered with great talent, in my opinion. Hakimi. He's racing against time to be fit for this, but he's still in the squad. Hakimi suffered a very bad ankle injury playing for PSG, but he's picked in the squad. He's a captain in the squad, and the manager is hopeful that he'll be ready for the game on Sunday. But I don't think he's going to be fit for that game because of the severity of the ankle injury. But I think he will play part in some of the AFCON. Like I said, Morocco the hot favourites. They're the host nation. Their squad is littered with talent such as Brahim Diaz, who plays for Real Madrid, Talbi, who plays for Sunderland, a very good young winger. The centre forward for Fenerbahce, and I think his name is Nesri. They have Ben Seger from Monaco. They also have what's your man's name, Agard from that used to play for West Ham, a pretty decent centre half in my opinion. Morocco are a very good team to watch. They're one of the very few African teams that actually would watch Morocco. Morocco are one of the few African teams that actually would watch, simply because they play a very good brand of football. They're very entertaining, and they don't just sit back and defend for the whole game and hope to get 1 or 2 goals. They're the entertainers, and they play with flair as well. Like I said, the squad is with great talent all over. The second team I'm going to go through, Senegal will be my pick to win the whole tournament, in my opinion. They're very solid keeper, defenders, midfielders, and attackers, in my opinion. This is one of the best African nations, one of the best African teams, in my opinion. The squad is a great squad, in my opinion. It's literally players all over Europe. You have Sadio Mane, Ndiaye for Everton, Gana Gueye for Everton, Ismail Sarr for Crystal Palace. You have Mbaye, the young centre forward for PSG, very good young centre forward. You have Nicolas Jackson playing for Bayern Munich, and there's also this young midfielder, Lamine Camara, plays for Monaco. Very good player. I think is one to keep an eye out for in this tournament. For me, this is who I'm picking to win the whole tournament. I don't see anyone beating them in a 90 minutes game. The only way I can see them losing is on penalties, in my opinion, if a game goes to penalty. However, they do have a tough group with the Democratic Republic of Congo and Benin, so they will need a good start. They will need a quick start, a good start, winning start. The first game of the tournament. Egypt, the 5 times winner, will Salah finally get an African Nations Cup? I don't think so, in my opinion. Egypt are a very rigid team. They're a very rigid team, in my opinion. Most of the players are based in Egypt, which obviously there's negative and positive in that, simply because the negative thing is they won't be as good as other players. However, the positive thing is they will have good team cohesion and good team chemistry, in my opinion. I think in this, obviously they have Marmoush playing for Man City. Salah obviously a talisman, best player probably the country's ever seen. However, he hasn't got an AFCON yet. Could this be the year? I don't think so personally. Egypt are very boring watch. They're very rigid. They don't concede much. They might score 1 or 2 goals, if even in game, and they always sneak by every single time to win the game, in my opinion. So the next team I'm going to go through is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast are borderline tier 2, but just about tier 1 contenders, in my opinion. They're actually the defending champion. But what's surprising, they left Simon Adingra out of the squad in favour of Wilfred Zaha, who plays in America. In my opinion, that's the wrong pick. I think Wilfred Zaha isn't the same guy anymore. However, like I said, this team are also linked with great talents. You have Seko Fofana. You have Kessie, the ex-AC Milan player, very, very good centre mid. I'm surprised he didn't stay in Europe longer. You have obviously Amad Diallo, and you have the young prodigy in Yan Demonde, the Leipzig winger attacker that everyone in Europe is looking to sign. So they're going to be a very, very, very good, exciting team in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to watching Ivory Coast. So that's just my quick roundup for the Tier 1 teams. Thank you very much for making that in my video. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestion, whatever, if you have your own prediction, your Tier 1, Tier 2 player of the tournament, goal scorer, please drop a comment below. Like the video, share the video, appreciate all the support, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace out.